There are so many people that say these guys don't exist, that there's no Nintendo fans that are so fervent, that they're so trapped in the zeitgeist of Nintendo that they will believe that the Switch 2 is more powerful than the PS4. There's just so much of this. This is another one of those cases. Wild Hearts S, Nintendo Switch 2 versus PS5 Pro graphics comparison. He did a comparison and it looks legit. And unfortunately, the Switch 2 looks not good. So much for Switch 2 is just a PS4. Bro, just because Wild Hearts S is on PS5 does not mean that PS5 is all of a sudden comparable with Switch 2. And yet that's the argument. It's unbelievable. And it goes on, right? That was done since the moment TF started that, but peeps in denial keep clawing along. Lol. So let's get to the part where I chime in. Isn't this a port of a PS5 game? I reply to that guy. It's a port of one of the most PS4-looking PS5 games on Switch 2, which only enhances those PS4 graphics to levels that almost come out on top of PS4 on Switch 2. I know that's a little bit of a mouthful, but the reality is Switch 2 just isn't matching the quality of PS4 here. Then we have Gavin Leo UK. The Switch 2 has a faster processor, more RAM, more powerful GPU over PS4, ray tracing cores, and DLSS that the PS4 doesn't have. The Switch 2 is no PS4 at all. Dude, the only thing that is true about that, well, there's a few things. RT, DLSS, brought to you by Tensor Cores, and more RAM. And that's it. Literally everything else that he wrote there is demonstrably false. Switch 2 is weaker than PS4, even with DLSS, RT cores, and more RAM. Tensor cores take away from rasterization, as do RT cores, but RT requires more CPU performance. It makes some sense why some devs opt to exclude RT, but it makes no sense to exclude DLSS, ever, as the CPU cost is negligible. Switch 2's integer 16 performance is 3.1 teraflops. PS4's float 32 performance is 1.8 teraflops. Switch 2's float 32 performance is 1.5 teraflops. The base model PS4 is roughly 20% faster than the Switch 2, which is reflected well in the benchmarks conducted by Digital Foundry and others. Then this is the simple reply. You're just drunk, dude. Clawing along?